What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video, and in today's one I'm going to be showing you guys 5 of the most efficient and fastest ways you can get Stimpaks and other different types of medications like that in Fallout 76. Now, these different ways aren't going to be in any particular order. Some of them are better than others, but they're not going to be from best to worst or anything like that. They're just kind of a compilation of my favorite ways that I found and used in Fallout 76 that I think you guys should know as well. But if at any point in time in this video you guys feel like you did enjoy it or just found it helpful, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Alright everyone, so this first location is definitely going to be very beneficial for those low level players who don't have access to different locations around the map that can't be fast traveling everywhere. Now this place is super close to Vault 76. It is located at the Morgantown Airport, and you're going to want to come to the third hangar. Now at this little section at the airport is pretty much all dedicated to medical supplies, so in this whole vicinity there is a huge number of Stimpaks and medical items of that nature. I would highly suggest unlocking the Farmer perk, which can be unlocked at level 3, so pretty much everybody should have it at this point. By getting this perk, it's going to be giving you a feature where you can actually search a chem container, and it has a chance to give you another item, such as a Stimpak or something like that, and the higher and higher you upgrade it, the greater chance it is going to be actually giving you an item. So by going into this first hangar that I went into, there is going to be first, right off the bat, a few chem containers you can go ahead and search. You don't necessarily have to do this step, but I just kind of want to go ahead and show it because this is going to be giving you a greater amount. The icing on top of the cake is actually at the back of this hangar, and it can be accessed by just going through this door that's really in the middle of it and going to your left, and you will see on the bed there's actually going to be an explosives crate that you can actually unlock through lockpicking. Now, it's a level 0 lockpick, so you should have it. All you're going to need is some bobby pins, and inside of here is a ton of different meds. You can get Stimpaks. Oftentimes you do. Right here I got a really good set of 7 Stimpaks, which is actually very good, and usually it gives you a very good variety of different chems you can have as well, such as Buff Out, Psycho, Mentats, anything of that nature. Now from this point you can go ahead and leave the server and join a new one if you want to go the server hopping method and just go ahead and keep unlocking that container. It's probably one of the fastest ways to actually get meds in this game. Now you could also go ahead, since you're in the area, go ahead and loot this whole medical region. All these hangars have a ton of different chem containers that you can go ahead and loot, and go ahead and use that Farmer perk to search again, and oftentimes when you search again it is going to be giving you a Stimpak or a diluted Stimpak, something that's going to be very useful for you. Make sure you're always picking up blood packs or blood sacks because those can be crafted into Stimpaks later on when you unlock the recipe for that as well, so pretty much everything has a use in here. Best thing about it is it's great for all levels. Now, this video would simply not be valid if I did not show you guys how to actually get Stimpaks, the recipe, and craft them at a chemistry workbench, because, believe it or not, that's actually a really good way to get Stimpaks. To get the Stimpak recipe, you're going to want to come to the White Springs bunker. If you do not access to that because you do not have a key card, because you have not progress any farther in the Enclave missions, you're going to want to come to the abandoned waste dump and go there and start the Enclave quests. When you go inside of there, there's going to be a quest startup. You're going to have to kill some Deathclaws, but it's going to be very straightforward. Eventually, you will have to come to the White Springs bunker. You will get a key card, and you will now have access and be able to come inside and kind of interact with everything inside of here. From this point, you're going to want to follow where I go because I'm going to be leading you to where you can get the actual Stimpak recipe. It's going to be located at the medical bay for this bunker. It's very far in it. It's downstairs. There's through a lot of corridors. This place can get very confusing if you don't know what you're doing. If you have been inside this bunker before or are somewhat familiar with it, you're going to want to act like you're going towards the military wing. We're going to be going through the same dining hall and pretty much the same locations through admissions, straight through there. Don't take any turns. But whenever we go into this little foyer area, you're going to go downstairs, and instead of actually going left to go to the military wing, we're going to go right and actually look at the sign, and you can see that it'll say that the medical bay is kind of straight ahead. So go left down these stairs and you will be pretty much at the medical bay. I kind of went past it in this gameplay right here, I'm sorry, but it's going to be directly to your right from those stairs. You can see a sign that'll actually label it medical bay. But from this point, you're going to be in this little hospital scene. Go right again and you will see 3 terminals. Now these sort of act as vendors, so when you go to trade with them, go over to your notes and scroll down and you should see the Stimpak recipe. Now there can be a ton of different other recipes here, antibiotics, berry mentats. I mean, sometimes these are good. If you want to go ahead and pick those up as well, since you're here, they're always useful. But the Stimpak recipe should only be around 100 bottle caps, depending on what your charisma level is at and what kind of perks you have equipped. It can fluctuate, but it's not going to be that much of a budget breaker. From this point, we can go ahead and take a look at the requirements it takes to make a Stimpak. You will see it takes 2 antiseptic, 1 blood pack, and 1 steel. Now, you may be asking yourself, where the heck do I get antiseptic? Those requirements seem a little bit daunting, and they seem like they could be a little bit rare, but I can tell you guys, it's really not that hard to find it. To get a lot of antiseptic, come to Sugar Grove. Now, many people know this place is very notorious for farming, but what's going to be super useful for us here is that this place is infested with robo-brains. Now, when you kill a robo-brain, they're a little bit like a damage spongy. They can take a little bit to kill if you're a lower level, but they carry a ton of waste antiseptic. They can carry from like 5 to 6 every time you kill one, and this place has a ton of them. They're normally at least like 3 or 4 at the little entrance place here just outside, and when you go into this place, there's going to be even more inside. So just by making one trip here, you can get over 40 to 50 antiseptic per run, so this is definitely not an item you have to be stressing about. If we take a look at the next recipe we need, it is going to be a blood pack. Now, these are somewhat kind of rare. If we take a look at this recipe, you can actually craft them by using 1 antiseptic and 2 tick blood. A very simple way to get tick blood is actually just by coming to the Moonshiner's Shack here, right next to Vault 76. Very simple location to actually find. You get it like essentially right when you start the game. Come to the shack, and inside of it, they're going to be up to like 4 ticks you can go ahead and kill, and these are sort of a guaranteed spawn, so every time they should be here. And not only that, you're going to be getting tick blood, but this sort of foul tick has a chance to actually carry Stimpaks as well. You can get up to like 7 Stimpaks off them, which is absolutely ridiculous. So you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone here while you're getting your tick blood. Once you have your tick blood, you can go ahead and craft your blood packs, and that can be crafted into Stimpaks. Now, I'm not going to be going over how you can get steel, guys. I'm sure everybody has enough of that. But actually, crafting your Stimpaks is a guaranteed way to get a ton of Stimpaks when you are a more settled and higher level player. Another great way to get a lot of medical supplies very quickly is actually going to Watoga Emergency Services. This is a little bit more of a known technique to get medical supplies, but I gotta throw it in here. It's definitely a really great way to do it. It's how I did it a lot when I was a lower level, because it doesn't really require much fighting. There is going to be some robots, but they're mostly iBots and Protectrons, really no threat, to be honest with you guys. And inside this place, there can be ghouls, but once again, not that much of a big deal. Just call the elevator and go in here and step inside, and it will take you to the emergency services, and from this point on, you are going to want to start your searching and looting of this whole hospital. Now, the first chem box is going to be located right in the desk here. Make sure you have your farmer perk so you can go ahead and search it again, and then there's going to be a doctor's bag right behind that. Continue down this hallway, and to your right is going to be another medical wing where you can kind of take a look. There's going to be patients' beds and all that type of stuff in here, and pretty much every single one of these rooms is going to be having a chem container that you can go ahead and search and look through. If it doesn't have a chem container, or you get unlucky with the search, odds are there is going to be other medications inside of here, such as Radaway, Rad-X, and even Stimpaks. Make sure you're looking through all the rooms, because in each and every one of them there is going to be something useful when it comes to medication. But once you have completely looted the bottom floor, keep going up the stairs, and on this top floor there is a fresh new set of rooms you can go ahead and loot. In this first room, don't really bother looking through it. There's not really anything of use medical wise, but if you're going to be looking for screws or other different types of junk like that, go ahead and look through there, because there can be adhesive and screws. If you have level 2 lockpicking, you can make your way inside of this room right here that has a ton of different medical supplies, a ton of different chem containers that you can look through, and a whole bunch of different things sitting on the shelves that you can look through as well. Make sure you're checking your containers and double checking them with the farmer perk, and you can kind of make your way back outside and towards the back of this place. Now, kind of beware, because there is a Wendigo in here, and this is actually adding to our possibilities of medical supplies, because when you kill him, he has the ability to drop Stimpaks. Now, as you can see, he dropped 2 Stimpaks for me, and in this final room back here, there is going to be a few more first aid containers you can go ahead and check and get as much supplies as possible. From this point, once you're finished, you can choose to either just keep server hopping and it will refresh all the items inside, or if you have the farmer perk leveled up to level 3, what you can do is just leave this place by just going down the elevator, going to the entrance, and then coming back up. And if you have the farmer perk, what it is going to do is give you the ability to search all of these containers again. What's great about this is you don't have to fight all those enemies again, and you can continue to do this as many times as you need to without the worry of the enemies. It's not as fast as server hopping once again, but if you don't want to server hop, if you're on console or something like that, you can go ahead and search these areas all again with the farmer perk. The next location you can come to is the Eastern Regional Penitentiary. Now, a lot of you guys probably know this place from my past videos, but this is actually a really good way to get a bunch of medical supplies as well. You're going to want to come to the back entrance, not the entrance you would go through if you're doing the XP glitch, but if you go right through here and to your left, there is going to be the door that you need to go through. Once you're inside here, you will have to kill any potential enemies in here. Most of the time it's ghouls. For some reason there was a actual super mutant hound in here, but they shouldn't mess with you. But once you've killed all the enemies, you will see this first aid box on the wall, and go ahead and loot that and search it with the farmer perk. And now all you have to do is just literally leave the penitentiary, go back inside, loot that first aid box once again with Pharma, and continue to fill that step as many times as you need to. Now, this is probably the least efficient way to do this, and it's probably my least favorite way to do this just because it's kind of boring. Now, I can only see this really being very useful if you have Pharma level 3, because then it can actually be pretty useful, because oftentimes you do get Stimpaks whenever you search it, so you have a good chance of getting a Stimpak, but it's very boring because you're doing a lot of sitting and waiting at loading screens. And if you're on console, I probably just would stay away from this because it's mostly useful for PC players who have a nice computer and the loading screens aren't really that long, so it's kind of useful for there. So for console, it's probably not that great, but I will say it's a very useful farm if you're a lower level or don't have the Stimpak recipe, and you can actually just sit here and have some time to just go and chill, do a little bit of farming. It's actually kind of useful for that. Alright guys, so the final location I have to show you to get a lot of Stimpaks is located at the Thunder Mountain substation. Now, I've shown this video in the past, so I'm not going to be going too in-depth on this, but when you go back to this little, like, electricity station back here, there is going to be a Deathclaw spawn, and when you kill this Deathclaw, he has a chance to drop Stimpaks, and this is how I farmed all my Stimpaks when I was a lower level, when I was trying to farm XP and weapons and just kind of get everything in one. This is a great location to do because you're going to be getting Stimpaks, you're going to be getting XP, you're going to be getting weapons and armor, so it's kind of an all-in-one thing, so this is why I thought I would throw it in. And this place truly is a really good location to be farming your Stimpaks, because he can drop up to 7 Stimpaks at a time. As you can see here on this drop right here, I'm pretty sure I did get 7, which is a very good pull from here. But other than that, that is pretty much all for today's videos, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. I got a lot of comments asking for some good medication farming locations, so I'm glad I could get this video out to you guys. Now, we're almost at 30K, which is absolutely amazing, so let's keep hustling. We're almost there. We're at like 28,000 right now, which is really close. But other than that, I'm not going to waste any more of your guys' time. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If at any point you thought it was very helpful or just enjoyed it, make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.